Hello everyone, just got back from my school trip to Spain, and of course while I was there I picked up some souvenirs along the way, went to a few vinyl record shops. So are you interested in knowing what I picked up? Well, of course you are. So we will see you on the flip side.
Up in the north, where the vinyl spin, there's a guy with a passion. Let the stories begin. Northern vinyl guy with a tale to tell, obscure and rare. He knows them well. Drop the needle, let the music fly. Discover hidden gems with Northern Vinyl Guy.
Hello everyone, Daryl the Northern Vinyl Guy, and yes, as I mentioned before, I am back from my trip to Spain with my students. And so, of course, while I was there, I had to get some records. That just goes without saying. I'm going all the way over there from Canada. Figured I would get some Spanish bling. So I went to two record shops when I had a little bit of time. And at each of those, I picked up some Spanish music. So I hope that you're all doing well. I know that I am. At the end of this video, I have made a little segment of some pictures and stuff that I took while I was there, and it actually comes with a song that my band made back in 2010, 2012, that I have on a vinyl record of my own recording, and so you can check out my song along with some pictures. But until then, what we're going to do is we're going to check out the stores that I went to. I will just give you the names of these stores and tell you what I purchased and what I thought of these particular records that I got. All right, so without further ado, if you are new to my channel, I appreciate the support. I hope that you enjoy the content that I have in this video. Let me know down in the comments. Leave me a thumbs up. And of course, definitely subscribe to my channel if you enjoy what I have in this video. Check out some of my other videos. And if you are a returning subscriber, as always appreciate your support. And I hope that you enjoy some of the stuff that I have in here. So with that, let's check out the first record shop that I went to. So on one of the first days that I was there in Barcelona. So my trip was split between Barcelona and Madrid. And I went to one record shop in Barcelona and I went to one record shop in Madrid. So here's how it went down. I had very little time actually to do some record shopping in Barcelona, but I ended up going with a couple of students that were really excited to go to a record shop in Barcelona. And so we raced there because it was almost dinner time. I only had about 30 or 40 minutes to check things out. So I was flipping through and I was looking for Los Bravos, which is possibly the most famous band that's come out of Spain. They did have a top 40 hit here in North America. And because I'm not Spanish, it was difficult to communicate with some of the store managers and stuff, and I was trying to pronounce the name of the band, and of course Los Bravos and Los Bravos, and there's different pronunciations of which, to my understanding, some bands there do have very similar names, but they're pronounced differently. So at first they didn't know what I was looking for, but then when I mentioned the song itself, Black is Black, they recognized that instantaneously. And so the owner, I don't know if it was the owner, but the guy that was there, it's a record store in Barcelona called Vinyl Club Barcelona. Little small shop, not too big, but on one side of the shop was all the new stuff. And then they had some used stuff, and then they had quite a few used 45s. So they didn't have the LP of this, but they did have the Black is Black 45. So this is really cool. You can see the band there on the sleeve. And what I thought was really cool, because I don't have any of these in my collection, but it has the triangular piece, the centerpiece there, that I can put on my record player. So yeah, Black is Black. This is actually all the records that I got are Spanish pressings. They're not European pressings, they are Spanish pressings. And so 1960, I think this is 1966, 65, 66. and on Columbia Records, Black is Black, Los Bravos. As I mentioned, you know, I guess we would call it garage rock, 1960s garage rock, or just straight up rock. But if you don't know Los Bravos and you check out Black is Black, you are going to know that song. So check it out. I thought that this was a cool pickup. I was hoping to get the album itself, but I will take this as a win. That's the first one that I wanted. It's the main one that I wanted. I got what I wanted. I could have stopped vinyl shopping there, but hey, no. Why not move to Madrid and check out another record shop? All right, so next up on the docket, when I was in Madrid, I had about 2 hours to do some shopping. And so I was looking for some stuff for my wife and kids, but at the same time, I wanted to do a little record shopping. So I did find one record store that appealed to me, and it was a record shop called Naima. I think it's called Naima Records, the Born Record Store. And of course, as you can see on this side, it is in Barcelona. Very cool shop. Like I said, a lot of the shops that I saw, they were relatively smaller shops, but had a lot of stuff in it. And this place had a lot of new records, a lot of reissues, brand new reissues, and I'll get into that shortly. But I was talking with the owner, and fortunately, he did speak English quite well, so it made things a little easier for me. And as I had noted, you know, I had told him that I was coming from Canada, and I was trying to look for all kinds of Spanish music. I didn't want to just go to Spain and then go, hey, I'm looking for some random band from the United States or Canada. I wanted official music from Spain, and so he guided me to some of the more popular bands in Spain, and I was really impressed by what he did. He brought me over to his desk, brought me over to his Spotify, and he went through about 10 different bands and gave me some ideas, let me listen to the music, and I made my decisions based on that. And then he gave me a really good deal on, I believe I got 6 records at this particular shop, Naima Records. So really cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in order by the year of release, not the reissue, but the year of release, and talk about, you know, what these bands are and what kind of music they are. Every single one of these bands, mainly the lyrics are in Spanish. Some of them do have some English lyrics, but for the most part, they are true and authentic Spanish bands from Spain. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with 1977 and the band Triana. And the name of this album is, I think it's pronounced Hijos del Agoblo. And so what this is, Alex from Beer and Vinyl, I think you would think that this one's kind of cool. This is a Spanish prog rock band, but what they do is they sing in the flamenco style. So it's not necessarily flamenco music, but it is prog rock mixed in with flamenco singing and flamenco lyrics. Very cool stuff, very different. The song Rumor that is on here, I really dig, along with the first track on side A, which is the title track, Hijos del Agobio. So really neat stuff. This one here is a gatefold. And of course there's the members of the band. And if you can read that, translated into English, it's all in Spanish. And then over here, very unique inner sleeve there, inner cover with the lyric sheet. And then on the back side, as I already noted, that's the songs. Very unique cover, very dark cover, but I think it's great music. So if you have the chance, you can stream these on Spotify. Very cool music, flamenco prog rock. All right, the second record that I picked up is from the early 1980s. And it's a short-lived band, and in fact, I've opened it up, but because I was in Spain, I normally don't collect hype stickers or descriptions of that nature, but I'm going to keep this one just because of as a memento. But it's a band called Decima Victima, and on the hype sticker it says Decima Victima were a Spanish band that during their short-lived career between 1981 and 1984 developed a very personal sound reminiscent of Joy Division, The Cure, and other British post-punk bands reaching a cult status. And this, of course, this album was apparently included as part of a limited edition box set. This is the first reissue in 2014 that the band had put out. So, when I was listening to this on Spotify, I actually found that it was more reminiscent of, say, Bauhaus or Bauhaus. A little bit of Joy Division, but definitely that dark goth, post-punk, I don't want to call it new wave, but like dark wave music. So, my buddy Richard at Richard's Vinyl Tap House, I think, would definitely appreciate this. So Richard, if you're watching this, definitely check this out. This, like I said, this is their self-titled album, and shows a picture of the band on the inside, and the lyrics right there. And then on the back side, you got the members of the band and the music titles for sides A and B. So if you were into, say, Joy Division, Bauhaus, The Cure, I wouldn't say The Cult, but The Cure for sure, and some of those other early new wave, dark wave, goth wave bands, give this one a try. All right, next up we've got some late 80s, early 90s. I don't know how to explain it. This is definitely some rock music here, late rock. Not necessarily new wave, because new wave would have been done by then, but I'd like you to think of maybe, say, psychedelic furs mixed in with some organs, that kind of thing, and a band by the name of the Surfin' Bichos, and I don't know how to pronounce this, La Luz en tus entrañas, I think that's how you say it. And this one here comes with a really cool book. But before we get to that, here's the back side of this with the members of the band kind of drawn there. And then on the inside, it's like all these cool little news articles and things, the Surfin' Bichos. But as I noted, on the inside of this, on one of the sleeves here, is a booklet. And inside the booklet, it's just filled with pages of information about the band. I'm having a hard time with this because the book is actually quite thick. So you got the band themselves there, and just some cool stuff that's on the inside of it. Yeah, just, I don't know, just really neat information the band has put out. So I'm gonna have to get this translated. It's a really cool page, really cool photo. I think that's the band with maybe one of their children, and then the neat little colored. So anyway, it comes with a really cool book, and I'm really happy with this. Like I said, it kind of reminds me, this band, of maybe a Spanish version of the Psychedelic Furs. The lead vocalist definitely has that Psychedelic Furs feel to it, but it's mixed with, it's not surfing music. I know they call themselves Surfin' Bichos, but maybe, I don't know, I guess you could call it maybe surf sound. It's not really surfing music, but yeah, I mean, I don't know how to explain it. You'll have to look it up, though. Check them out. Surfin' Bichos, very neat. I'm quite happy with this one. Very good packaging. This is on 180 gram plus the book, so yeah, that one's a cool one. All right, we're going to be starting off the 1990s here with some El Último de la Fila. That's the name of the band. And this is their album, Nuevo Pequeño Catálogo de Seres y Esteres. Once again, I'm probably butchering this, but I listened to this. He played this. This is the only one out of these. It's not a repress. This is an original pressing of this from, I think it's 1990 or 1989. I think it's 1990. Let me see if I can figure it out here. Comes with an inner sleeve and the lyrics, chorus. And so that's in really good shape. I was listening to it the other day. I am having a hard time. The record itself is on my turntable, but it's from Pero Records. And the backside's got, that's quite interesting there. That animal creature with a guitar or a bass guitar, some kind of an instrument there. No, it's not a guitar. I don't know what that is. Instrument. Interesting. Anyway, our Barcelona band. Anyway, this is, I think, early 80s, you know, the Cars, something along those lines, but with a late 80s, early 90s flair to it. It's that soft rock to rock, like I said, kind of like the Cars, but I don't want to compare them to the Cars because they're not the Cars, but it kind of has that Cars feel with a late 80s, early 90s flair to it. So this one's not going to be for everyone, but if you like that late 80s, early 90s sound, this one might be one that you want to check out. Yeah, it was recommended to me because I was asking for some 80s, early 90s stuff, and that's the one that was recommended to me. So, El Ultimo della Fila. I believe that they're a duo. Yeah, check that one out. And I got that one for a decent, like I said, a decent price. On the back it says, 20 euros, but I got a deal on that one, so not so bad there. Check them out. All right, and last but not least, I'm going to be showing you 3 albums from the same band. This is the one that the store, the guy that was working at the shop recommended the most. He was relatively, I think he was around my age, maybe a little younger than me, but he was definitely pushing this particular band. And this is one of those 1990s indie rock alternative style bands. And as soon as he started playing the songs to me, it just brought me back to when I was in high school. For me, out of all the bands that I am going to be showing, this is the one that caught my interest the most, and it is because during my high school days, I was listening to alternative and indie rock and just indie bands. So if you are into indie alternative 90s stuff, this one might be your jam. Check them out. It is a band called Los Planitas. And the reason that he was pushing this so much is the original pressings of these are all represses. But the original pressings of these are going for at least one of the albums for sure, possibly all 3, but one of the main ones is going for like $400-500 Canadian. You're looking like 300-400 euros for one album. And so it's a band, as I mentioned, they're called Los Planitas, and this is a 1994 album, Super 8. Really neat stuff. I don't know if it's their debut, but very colorful, fun. I don't know how to explain it. They're very unique indie on their own sound. The only thing I can recommend is that you check them out. But very fun, very colorful. So that's really cool there. That is their Super 8 Los Planitas from 1994. And then I bought the album Pop by Los Planitas. This one kind of reminds me of like a U2 90s style cover, that kind of thing. But on the back side, it's almost like a knockoff of Pepsi with the Pepsi logo, but the Pop album sound. And this one here is a gatefold. Very nice, colorful on the inside. So Los Planitas. This one's from 1996. And then the shop owner had mentioned that this was his favorite one, and it's the 1998 Una Semana en el Motor de un Autobus, Los Planitos. This one's not as colorful, but this one is a heavy album. This is a 2-disc press. Also a gatefold. a little bit heavy on the back side. And then the inner sleeves for these are quite nice on this one. I know I haven't been showing the vinyl itself, but I thought that this one had some really nice inner sleeves. So there we go. Los Planitas, and this one is from 1998. So as I noted, these pressings are going, the originals are going for quite a pretty penny. And he said that they just repressed these, I believe it was this year or last year, and he said that he got some and they were selling out fast. So if I wanted to get one, I'd have to do it relatively soon. So out of all the albums I have in my collection, this is the newest one, the newest press. I do not have any 2024 or 25 pressings other than these. So Los Planitas, I thank Naima Records for their assistance in this. It was a blast going to Spain and checking out their music. I did get to see a flamenco dance while I was there. The students that I had got to participate in flamenco dance lessons. So the music is very powerful, very unique. You will not find flamenco music anywhere else. And I think that that's why the first album that I showed, that Triana album, is why, you know, I was kind of pushing that at the beginning with the flamenco. It is a very unique sound on its own. You're not going to find that outside of Spain. So do check out all these albums that I have, that I got. I mean, obviously, if it's not your style, not your jam, then it isn't. But you know, I have everything here from, like I said, prog rock, flamenco, dark wave, goth wave, indie, alternative sounds. So those are the albums that I picked up, and of course my 1960s garage rock, Los Bravos. So without further ado, if you like these albums or you know them, leave a comment down there below. Give me a thumbs up here on the video, and I hope that you're willing to take the time to check these bands out, because I mean, once again, I mean, here in North America, here in Canada, we definitely focus a lot on our North American music, and we don't necessarily see music from around the world. And I thought that this was a really cool opportunity to do so. If I do get the chance to travel again to other foreign countries, I'm definitely going to be pushing for some local bands while I'm there, because I just think it's cool. I think it's cool to immerse yourself in the culture and to get to know it. So with that in mind, I did mention at the top of the program that I made a segment with some photos and stuff that I took while I was there. And of course, I have put it to a song that we did as a band about 10 or 12 years, or in 2010, 2012. So I guess about 14, 15 years ago, I was in a local band. And so I have put the photos to our music. If you don't want to watch, then this is the end of my video. If you want to know what Spain looks like and you want to check out some photos from my vacation, then here we go. It's what's coming up next.